Hey there, I'm Shalz, and today I'm going to show you some useful create mod add-ons, starting off with create more conveyor. You know about chain conveyors, right? They use chains to transport items and also players. And create more conveyors expands on that by giving you more options, like having leads instead of chains. That is not just a visual thing. Create more conveyor adds all of these different types of connectors. And starting off, we have, of course, chain, which is the basic one that create already has. And then we have leads, which I just showed you. And the max length for a lead chain conveyor, or a lead conveyor, I guess, is the same as a chain. But then we get to copper nuggets, which is very interesting because this is not a max of 32 blocks like the chain and rope. This is a whole 48 blocks. It looks like this. Actually, I haven't tested if I can hang onto this. I should be able to. Yep, just the same thing, but a different look and a longer max length. Next is the zinc nugget, which is even longer at 56 blocks. I like this texture a lot. Compared to the copper texture, this looks a lot better. After that, iron nugget, which is 64 blocks long. Oh, all the way over here. Brass nugget at 80 blocks. And finally, gold, which is the longest one at 96 blocks. This is very long. I mean, compared to the chain conveyor that you can barely see over there. Also, I have no idea what's happened in the ocean. But yeah, this is very long. Bring me back to the next mod. On the mod page, under quality of life touches, it says that create more conveyors uses a smarter distance check that uses the conveyor's positions instead of player location, which is interesting because I didn't know it did that. I'm guessing this one says, okay, there's 32 blocks between the chain conveyors, and base create just says the player is 32 blocks away from the chain conveyor, which means that the max distance would change depending on where the player is. I had no idea about this, and I've never tested it either, so I don't know. I'm gonna trust the mod page and say that's also a feature you can look forward to if you install this add-on. Next up on my list of useful create add-ons, I'm gonna show you something that most players using create have stumbled upon at some point. If I use this mechanical saw here to saw my plank, it turns into a stair or a door, or a fence gate. Crafting something that has several crafting recipes means you need to filter your stuff. So in this case, I want oak stairs. And if I use a filter, I will only get oak stairs. So that's all fine, that's how it works. But then you get to crushing wheels and you have no way to choose. You throw in your block and hope for the best. And that's where create configurable crushing wheel comes in. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I have never run into this specific issue. Never in a create playthrough. So the way this works is you pick up a wrench and then you connect your two crushing wheels together by right-clicking. There we go, they've been linked. And now I can right-click to configure recipes. So in here we have conflicting recipes. As you can see, it is a pretty limited selection here, but I think this mod really shines when you have a bunch of add-ons, which most people do when they play create. It's kind of hard not to. I mean, look at this world. Look at all of these possibilities. And when you have a maxed out create mod pack, it's very easy to find conflicting recipes. So if you've run into that issue before, download create configurable crushing wheel and worry no more. Why do I sound like an advertisement? I don't know why. Whenever I look at mods like this in a list format, I turn into a presenter. Next up on the list by Wado's Oddities, it's create blocks and bogies, which adds blocks and bogies. I'm looking at the mod page and I don't think it adds any blocks. Anyways, it's called blocks and bogies and it adds bogies. So if I create a new train here and place out the bogie, it looks like this. And of course, in base create, you can right click. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. I was going to show you the large wheel version. Can I go back? This one! I think this one's in base create. I have a hard time knowing now because I've looked at so many different bogies, but there's a small and a large bogie version in base create, and with create blocks and bogies, you can shift right click and customize to your heart's content. There's stuff to do here. I have a Walshatz short driver, large 6 axle count default bogie. What the shit? I wonder what this looks like driving. This is gonna be insane. Oh, that's nice. I fell off, but that's nice. This is a highly customizable mod. It has over 80 options with the bogies. It adds the Walsh thing, Scotch yoke, pistonless, gearless, trailing small, standard small, and they plan on adding more. Fantastic, and it does not require Steam and Rails. Actually, I don't even know if it is compatible with it. But what it is compatible with is pretty in pink. This is made by the same mod author and adds all of the blocks you see in front of you here. What a magnificent rainbow rainbow. Look at that. So it's made up of 5 block types: the steel block, corrugated steel, steel tank, brushed steel, and steel boiler. And then there's just a bunch of colored versions of them. And then of course we have the steel hull and brushed steel hull with all the same colors. Now I am on Create for 1.21.1 Neoforge, so I've obviously picked add-ons that work for this version. And I don't know if there are any other alternatives out there right now for bogies and block stuff, but this seems like the best alternative I've seen so far. They've got some pictures of trains made with this mod on the mod page. I'm gonna check them on the screen right now. It's pretty neat. Just one more thing before I move on. I have to do the obligatory turning test to see what the bogie looks like. Oh, here we go. Oh no. From above, it looks weird, but from the side, I can't really tell that not all of them are touching the track. It looks really nice. Create blocks and bogies and pretty in pink. A great combo for create mod trains. Now this next add-on I really love. It's called Create More Package Couriers, and it adds paper airplanes to create. I'm going to drop out a little cardboard package here and right click it with the cardboard plane parts. And I get a cardboard plane. Now this has no address, so if I hold right click and try to throw it away, it just says no valid targets. So let's set up a little something here so I can show you how the planes work. First off, we need a place for the packages to be made and then a depot for the destination. I'll call this landing. And then I call this landing as well to make sure my package that contains a barrel has the correct address. Now I can turn this into a cardboard plane. Oh! Did you see that? And upon landing, it turned into a cardboard package with the barrel inside. I do that one more time. That's absolutely fantastic. Throw it away. Oh! Manually throwing the plane is cool and all, but you can automate this. We just need a weighted ejector, but the problem is, I think they need a target. Oh wait, you can place it out without a target. Okay, so what if I... Oh, that works. I'll get my anvil in here. I'll make a package, and then I need to get it out here. Oh. That works! I completely forgot about the plane itself, though. I'll get the deployer on top of here with the cardboard plane parts and just power it. Okay, anvil goes in, and 3, 2, 1. Oh! I've got a package over there already. I wonder what happens if I send out another one. Okay. It's got the status landing right now, which is definitely not doing. There's one more feature here. You can send this to players. So if I type in my name here and send out a package, it's not going to do anything. That is because I have not turned on my location transmitter, which I think you need to have on yourself and enabled to be able to receive the cardboard planes, which is a little nice touch. So by right clicking this, I turn on my location transmitter, and if we're lucky, the airplane should fly to me. Yep, there we go. And I get my package. Wow, a deployer. What happens if I just fly? Will it chase me forever? Oh, there it is. Look. It's pathfinding as I move. And it's catching up to me as well. Check this out. Dodge. Ooh. Okay. Now the last add-on I have not prepared a showcase for because I downloaded it right before I started recording. It's called Create Wrapped, and in honor of Christmas, it adds presents and gingerbread and barley sugar. What surprised me a little about this mod is it uses a GUI, and the big thing with Create is no GUIs. Barely any GUIs in base Create. So I don't know about automating this. How about some funnels then? Right now it is empty. I'm going to start with the wrapping paper here. That went in, and then the gift, which is a diamond. Yep, it's in. And it's being wrapped. And out it comes. Thank you very much. Let's open. Whoa! I think that's it. Is it one item per thing, or can it do a stack? Let's see. Okay, one item per present. A great add-on for the holiday season. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.